What's up, you guys? Welcome to lesson 5.5 in the Intro to Python course. This lesson, I'm going to be going over code style. Specifically, why code style matters, introduction to PEP 8, PEP 8 guidelines, some tools for enforcing code styles, some benefits of writing clean code, and then finally I'll end off with some practices again. So, to start, why code style matters. Code style refers to a set of rules for writing code in a consistent and readable way. Why would you follow a code style? Number one is readability. Clean code is easier for others and your future self to understand. You basically want your code to always be readable. You want it to always be maintainable with consistent formatting and making it easy to work on in the future and easy to collaborate on. The point of code is that you build once and you're able to leverage that stuff that you built in order to expand on or use in the future, right? And so writing clean code helps that a lot. So as an introduction to PEP 8, which is the Python Enhancement Proposal 8, which is the official style guide for Python, and it defines best practices for formatting Python code to ensure consistency across projects. So the key areas are layout or code layout and indentation, naming conventions, best practices for imports, comments, and doc strings. And basically, if you're ever confused on what you should be doing and how you should be formatting your code, you can look up PEP 8 variable names, PEP 8, whatever you're doing in order to see what the right way is and kind of improve on it. So here's some of the basic guidelines of it. So for indentation, use 4 spaces per level. For line length, limit each line to 79 characters. So it's more readable. If you need if you need more than that, separate your code if you're able to into multiple lines, or just try your best to keep it under 79 characters. Use 2 blank lines between top level functions or class definitions, and use 1 blank line to separate logic within functions. Then for naming conventions, use snake case for variable and function names, which is underscore in between. This is correct, this is incorrect. And then for constants, use upper snake case, just capitalize everything. Then for classes, use Pascal case, which is like camel case, capitalize the first letter of each thing. And I'll get into classes in one of the next lessons. So for imports, you want to import first standard library imports. These are the built-in Python modules. Then third-party imports, which are like if you do pip install something, those come next. And then last, you want to do whatever local modules you might have. You also want to avoid wildcard imports. So don't use from module import star, because that imports everything. You want to explicitly import only what you need into your program. For comments, you want to write clear comments, explain why. Don't really explain what. Explain why you're doing something, what you're doing. Actually, yeah, do what. Don't say however. Explain why, not just what. Calculate the area of a given circle, given its radius. This isn't that bad. This isn't that good, honestly. What you want to say is honestly something like calculate the area of a circle given its radius, and then why you're doing that. Why you need that. What use it should have. Use block comments for long explanations, like multiple lines like this, so you're keeping that character limit safe and sound. And then use inline comments. Use sparingly and only for clarifying a specific line. For doc strings, use doc strings to explain what functions, classes, or modules do. So here's an example of explaining fully what it does. And you want to do this, you could put it at the top of a module or file to explain what the file's for, explain what a function does, explain what a class does, etc. For spacing, you want to use single spaces around operators. Inside parentheses, don't use unnecessary spaces. Do 1 space after each comma. And now this section, I'm going to give some tools for enforcing code styles. So there's some packages that you can install to make sure that your code is formatted nice. These help a lot. Flake 8 is a tool to check your Python code for PEP 8 compliance. So you just do pip install PEP 8 or Flake 8, and then you can do Flake 8 and then whatever your Python script is. So I'm actually going to run through this real quick here. 5-5 badcode.py. X equals 5. Print x def my function. Print hello world my function. And then def my function 2. Print hello world as well. X equals 5 plus minus 6. Just a lot of formatting inconsistencies here. Let me go to the terminal real quick. Pip install flake 8. And when you do this, it's going to give you a bunch of output like this. And it should be successful at the end. It should say successfully installed and then whatever installed. And you just go flake 8. Bad code. Hold on. I need to actually... I'm in. Wrong one. Flake 8. If I run it, here we go. It's going to output all of the different things. So, line 1, character 2, missing white space around operator. Line 3, 1, 2, 3, right here. It says expected 2 blank lines, found 0. So there we go. There's 2 blank lines now. This next one, line 6, or what used to be 6, expected 2 blank lines after, found 1. So there should be 2 there. Okay. Expected 2 blank lines, found 0. Expected 2, found 1. And then missing white space around operator. There we go. So now if I run this again, you can see nothing outputs because all those are corrected. So it's a good idea to kind of do that on your code to make sure that you're really following a lot of PEP 8 stuff. It's not going to catch everything, I don't think, but it'll catch a lot of stuff and make your code a lot better. The next tool is Black. Black is a code formatter that automatically applies PEP 8 standards. And here's how you do it again. I'm going to do the same thing with Black to show you kind of what it does. Oops. Let me write out all that again. Pip install Black. Let this install real quick. Okay. And Black badcode.py. And this one's going to just automatically do it for you. I don't think it'll catch like function names like this. But let me double check real quickly. Yeah, it won't catch naming conventions, but like a lot of the like spacing and formatting, things like that, it will catch and automatically do for you. As you can see. So you might just want to use Black, honestly. And then everything will just be done for you automatically and you won't really have to think of it that much. I would recommend most of the time, especially while you're learning though, using Flake so that you can kind of see what you're doing wrong and try to improve on it. So a lot of code editors, as you might have seen, have built-in linters, which are things that check for your styling to highlight style violations. So for example, I use PyCharm. Let me go back here. As you can see, a lot of this stuff is like underlined in purple. If I hover my mouse over it, it's going to tell me what's wrong with it. PEP 8, expected 2 blank lines, found 0. And I can just click reformat the file here and it'll fix things. Here it's going to say expected 2 blank lines after each class or function definition, found 1. And if I do that, it'll just fix everything. And the cool thing about these a lot of the times is even if your like function names are bad and you're not using the right naming conventions, it'll catch that as well. Function name should be lowercase, for example. So some of the benefits of writing clean code are, like I said before, easier debugging. It's a lot easier to see what's going on, what's wrong, and what's happening. It's good for collaboration. Following a standard makes your code understandable to others. It also makes it a lot more scalable because as you grow, things like understanding code at a glance and having these conventions means a lot more as you're working on bigger projects or you're working with people on bigger projects. So now, here's a practice section again. Once you're done, post your solutions to the community. I'm going to do it right here, so go ahead and pause while I go through these, and then unpause once you're done, and you can compare kind of, or if you run into any issues, you can reference me or ask the community. So refactor the following code to follow PEP 8 guidelines. So first thing, make that lowercase. Second thing, properly indent that. Second thing, do this. And also there should be 2 blank lines here. Then I will use a doc string. Oops. Pressed the wrong thing again. Function that adds things. There should be a space here. This should be right there. There should be a space at the end. There we go. So you should get something like this, or you can use black or flake8 to help check for you. Write a function named calculate area that accepts a radius, calculates the area, and then improved proper doc string that follows PEP 8 guidelines. Calculate area of length, width, radius, then doc string calculates the area of a circle from the radius. Then return 3.14 for pi times radius squared, pi r squared. Then a line after. And it should be something like that. And I would recommend writing out a full program, running it through Flake, running it through Black, making sure everything's good. But this is just a simple answer that you can do to follow it, the conventions. Let me actually do a times there for some clarity. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys learned some stuff. I'll see you guys in the next module.